Last time we had completed the stationary wave in strings, right? So we move on to stationary waves in pipes. So stationary waves in pipes, basically what we mean is we're talking about longitudinal stationary waves. So how are they different? Well, not much difference. The equations are same except that they are formed. So let's say we have the open pipe. So let's talk about the modes of vibration for an open pipe. So that's the pipe. It's the open ends, length L. Now if you blow on this pipe or have a tuning fork vibrate before it, waves will go and reflect back. Why do they reflect back? Because there is atmosphere here. So when the wave goes and hits the atmosphere presses it back. So they reflect to and fro, and what they create is, the fundamental frequency will look like this. The open end is antinode, and there is a node here. So how does it look like? We draw it like this. Now you have to interpret the meaning of this. This is not a transverse wave. The particles are not vibrating the way they are shown. It's not this way. If you have a large gap here, they are vibrating this way, that much. A smaller gap, they are vibrating little. There is no gap, they are not vibrating more, most. That's the idea. They are vibrating along the tube. So that's all, nothing else. So what is the fundamental frequency? Antinode, antinode. The gap is lambda by 2. Lambda by 2 will be equal to L. Therefore frequency is C by lambda. C by lambda. So C is written as C by 2L. That's all. This is the fundamental frequency of the open pipe. What is the next? Next I'll draw here. The length is L. So here you have one node. So now we can have maybe two nodes. Antinode. This is fixed. So you have two nodes here, which means the node is also there. So complete this. So we have like this. This is the next overtone. Fundamental tone, the first overtone. What do you have? Lambda by 2 plus lambda by 2. Lambda equal to L. Or frequency is C by L. Can we not say it as 2C by 2L? Keep going. And the next one. So how will you have this? So here you will have antinode, antinode is fixed. Instead of two nodes, we put three nodes now. So node, one, two, three. 3 lambda by 2 equal to L. So frequency is 3. No, sorry. This is 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So 3 lambda by. So this is 3C by 2L. So in general, what will be the frequency of the open pipe?
NC by 2.
NC by 2L. Yeah, that's it. So this is the fundamental frequency. Which harmonic is this? Second harmonic, third harmonic, nth harmonic. Also, fundamental tone, first overtone, second overtone, n minus 1th overtone. So you see this formula is just the same as you have for a sonometer, except the C is not written as root T by mu. The C is something else here. What is C? We'll discover that later. We'll write it as C, the speed of sound in the gas or air. So can you do a similar analysis? This is what we called as modes of vibration. modes of vibration, the main concept is the open end is antinode, closed end is node. Of course, there's no closed end here, which is coming up here. This is the first one. First, second, third. Just see if you can figure out what is the frequency in this case. This is called the closed pipe. Closed pipe is closed at one end and open at the other. This is called the closed pipe. So can you get me the first, second, third and the general frequency in case of a closed pipe?
सर
Yeah?
सर
बोलो।
सर पाइप में जो वेव होगी वो पाइप में जो वेव होगी वो लॉन्जिट्यूडनल वेव होगी, तो आपने ट्रांसफर जैसे कैसे उसे डिस्क्राइब
इसीलिए मैंने पहले बोला ये सिंबल है, उसको मैं और कैसे बनाऊं? This is not, ये ट्रांसवर्स वेव नहीं है, डोंट थिंक ऐसे जा रहा है, ये देखने में इसकी शक्ल ऐसे बनाई है। If you have your ECG drawn like this, does it mean your heart goes like this or what?
हाँ सर।
हाँ सर। ना सर, ये सिंबल है कि उसका प्रेशर ऐसे वेरी कर रहा है विद टाइम करके। ये ब्लड प्रेशर वेरिएशन का ग्राफ है। हार्ट ऐसे थोड़ी हो गई।
Okay, sir.
So this is a, I told you, I just said that. I was expecting that question, so thanks for giving it. So ये जो गैप है, this gap यहाँ पे ज्यादा चौड़ा होगा, मतलब ऐसे ज्यादा। How do you draw this? You cannot draw this graphically, so we adopt this procedure. Transverse wave में ग्राफ ऐसे बनता है और उसकी शक्ल भी ऐसे ही होती है। So there the graph and the actual vibration of the wave, they resemble each other. That's just a coincidence. Elsewhere they don't resemble each other. Yeah,
Okay, sir.
Is that okay?
हाँ सर, ओके।
Yeah. So have you drawn it for the closed pipe? So you will have a node at the bottom. There is a node here and an antinode there. So this is our fundamental frequency. That's the length of the tube. So as you can see, node antinode, the gap is lambda by 4 equal to L, or frequency is C by 4L. That's the fundamental frequency. The next one, that's antinode, node. So what can you have? Can I have one more node? So let's put one more node, which means also antinode. And now let's draw it. So there, antinode. This is it. So you have 3 lambda by 4 equal to L, or frequency is 3C by 4L. And the next one, node, antinode is fixed. Freehand as antinode. The closed end has node. You can put 2 nodes, 2 more nodes in the tube. So that's the antinode. So how does this picture look like? So what you notice is here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lambda by 4s are there. Lambda by 4 equal to L, or C equal to 5C by 4L. So in general, what will be the frequency of the closed pipe? Can you give me the general answer?
NC by 4.
N, how is it N?
2n
It's coming in as an odd number. So 2n plus 1. C by 4L. Is it okay? Which harmonic is this? Which harmonic is this? Fifth harmonic. Which overtone is this? Second overtone. Very good. Fundamental tone, first overtone, second overtone. So as we can see here, harmonic is -1 is not overtone. It never was. So only in this case, for example, so you have to see from the situation what it is. Harmonic is nth multiple of fundamental frequency. Overtone is a hierarchy. You just look at the least one is fundamental tone, and then you go on saying first, second, third, etc. So there we have found out. So if you notice, these two formulae are similar to the string tied at both ends and the string tied at one end and open at the other. It's the same formula. 2n plus 1 bipolar root t by mu we had got there. So here which harmonics are missing? Yeah? Second, fourth, what do you call that? Even harmonics are missing. Even harmonics are missing. So modes of vibration, that's analysis. We have done something similar for the sonometer and the other one. So it is pretty much the same. So only thing to be noted is open end is antinode, closed end is node. So remember the box lists the frequency for the open and closed pipe in general. So we'll be doing a similar analysis for a rod now. So can I wipe the left side? So suppose I ask you what is the frequency of this scenario. We have a rod which is clamped at the middle. It's same on both sides. Okay? The length of the rod is L. The Young's modulus of the rod is Y, and density of the rod is rho. Now this kind of a rod, if you hammer from one side, if you hammer this, the longitudinal wave will go like that. Yeah. So so if you hammer it, so the transverse waves goes like this, but there's no transverse wave. So if you hammer it, it will go in like that. There will be a compression rarefaction here in the rod, which you may not see it because rod doesn't compress much. It's a very tiny compression, but the compression will be strong. If it's a solid rod and compresses, means tremendous forces are playing. I can show you, but the other people may not see this, but you will see this flying away. See, if I lock the marker here, so the marker doesn't come out. Yeah, otherwise if the lid were free, it would come out, right? I'm throwing it, it's still there. But if I hammer this, so it kind of comes out, right? So when I do it here, how did it get out? Because the edge must have pushed it really hard. When I try to throw it, it is not coming, right? So this shows you that the compression you cannot see, but there is a tremendous compression here, otherwise this lid won't be flying off. It's like you play forward defensive and the ball goes for a 6. I mean, what tremendous power must be there. If you see the balls, the bat having a back lift and then you hit it, that's fine. But you played forward defensive and the ball went for a 6 means how much force was there in the butt. So is it not something like that? You couldn't see the compression. You couldn't see the back lift that it went back and then smashed it. No, it was just there and hit it. So that's a longitudinal wave. And that longitudinal wave is happening here. Here the speed is given by this, so which we will derive later. So I am just giving the formula for the speed. Speed for the longitudinal wave in a rod is this is the longitudinal wave in rod. This will be root y by rho. Like root t by mu is for the transverse wave in a string. Root y by rho is for the longitudinal wave in a rod. So what is the fundamental here? Now what is clamp? This is held tightly. This is not vibrating here. That's a node. I'm sorry, not node. Node. And this is the antinode. So it vibrates like this. Again, don't think rod will go like that. And I mean like that, what I mean, if this is the gap, rod vibrates a lot here. It vibrates a little less here. Here it doesn't vibrate. A little more, most. What is the length of the rod? So here lambda by 2 equal to L, or the frequency is C root y by rho 1 by 2L. This is the fundamental frequency of the rod. What will be the next mode of vibration and the next mode of vibration? Just draw these two and see the pattern. So I'm not drawing the whole thing again. This will be a node and this will be antinode and antinode. These are fixed and you show your additions. So what is the general frequency in this case? Plus 5 I'm wiping off. So, how many nodes can I add here? If I say one more node, but I cannot add one more node because that will create asymmetry. If I create node here, that side will be different. The gaps have to be same. So here, in this case, we cannot add one node at a time. So you will have to add the two nodes at a time, right? So identical, that's a node and that's a node, which means somewhere here is the antinode. The picture would be something like this. So you can have only two more nodes at a time. The increment has to be 2. So what is the gap? 1, 2, 3. 3 lambda by 2 equal to L, or the frequency is 3 by 2L root y by rho. And one more. Here there is one node, so you can add two nodes here and two nodes there, and that's the picture. So between the nodes you'll have antinodes. So here we go 1, 2, 3. Picture looks like this at the nodes. There 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lambda by 2 equals L, or frequency is 5 by 2L root y by rho. So what's the general frequency in this case? So you can see it is similar. The general answer. So once again, which harmonic, which overtone is this? Third harmonic and first overtone. That's it. Now if I were to write the equation for the stationary wave here, so the equation of stationary wave, suppose you call this as x equal to 0, and that will be x equal to L by 2, and this will be x equal to minus L by 2. So you got to see the amplitude maximum, one doesn't know, it has to be specified, whatever it can be. Depends on how hard you hit the hammer. Will it get compressed less or more? That will be A max, and will it be the spatial term? Will it be sin kx, cos kx, or something else? See, at x equal to 0 you have a node. So if I am taking x equal to 0 here, if I take x equal to 0 here, that will be antinode, so I will write cos kx. Since I am taking it here, I will write it sin kx. And this you can write anything, sin omega t, cos omega t, because it depends on at time t equal to 0 what is happening. So that has to be specified, and if you don't specify, say something. You can say cos omega t, sin omega t, because nobody is bothering about it. Right? Well, that's it. And now if you say what is k, k can be found out. K is the 2 pi by lambda, and lambda is for a particular overtone you can find. So if the second overtone, then lambda is this much. Or in general, this is C and this is F. So in general, this is the 1 by lambda. So lambda will be 2L by 2n plus 1, where n is the overtone number. So that way we can write the general formula. And omega also, you know, omega is this is frequency, so 2 pi f, and f is known. 2n plus 1 by 2l root pi by, we'll substitute the values. So you need not, whenever is required you can do it, so don't write it, if you write it straight away it will look dirty. But we know the frequency and we can write the appropriate equation. So if you want displacements, if somebody asks you what is the displacement at distance x from here, what is the y at that spot? Substitute for the x and get the y from this equation. So as you can see, the stationary wave equation doesn't change. Nothing really changes. Only to acknowledge that instead of vibrating normal to the direction of motion, it is vibrating along the direction of motion, which is what it's supposed to do, longitudinal wave. So really stationary wave is just, in longitudinal wave is an excuse. There's nothing much different.
Sir,
Yes?
so why is there a node in between the rod?
Because it is, where you are clamping it. Clamping means a hard thing is, wherever you clamp it, the node will be there. Again, certain things I'm saying qualitatively, but you can appreciate this. See, when you get a fracture or something, you put your hand on slings and you hold it. Now that is sufficient, but normally we don't do that. We also put a plaster there. What's the reason for the plaster? All you have to do is actually hold your hand steadily. So don't move it. So that just that sling is sufficient. But what will happen is the next moment your friend will come and ask you, hey, what happened? And he'll touch you. The moment he touches you, a shooting pain will go, you will feel like hitting him. He is being very sympathetic and compassionate to you and you feel like hitting him. Yes, because the problem is the slightest of touch will shake that crack that you have developed and give a shooting pain. But then you plaster it. When you plaster it, the whole hand becomes a node. And then even if you hit it, nothing will happen. You then start scribbling messages on those. Yes? Because the whole hand becomes a node. So if a hand can become a node, so one point can also become a node, which is what it is. Whichever is clamped, it becomes a node. The vibration stops there, something like that. So look at this question. There is a cylinder which is about 1 meter long. So 2 compartments of 0.5 meter. This is a diaphragm. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C are diaphragms. Imagine a dholak. So on this side is a parchment and this side is a parchment, that's a diaphragm. Diaphragm is something which can vibrate. You have a diaphragm between your lungs and that's a diaphragm. Here a diaphragm is there, eardrum is a diaphragm. Any speaker or mic will have a diaphragm. Sound can make it vibrate. So that's a diaphragm, right? So, and there is a diaphragm here also. So this is a dholak with a slight difference. There is a inside parchment also which puts into 2 compartments. One compartment has hydrogen, the other compartment has oxygen. It's given that speed of sound in hydrogen is 1100 meter per second and oxygen is 300 meter per second. A and C are vibrated simultaneously. You hit both the sides together and it is given that such that B is a node. B becomes a node. B could become anti-node, node, God knows what, but it is given that B is a node. So what is the fundamental frequency of the system is the question. Is the question clear? So take the question first. So we can analyze the hydrogen part as if it's a closed pipe, because once this becomes a node and this is, wherever you hit, it's vibrating. So don't think it's a closed end. As far as we are concerned, it's an open end because it's an antinode. Closed open is relative. So, for example, the tabla, see a flute is a pipe. You blow air into it, it's an open pipe, right? And in a flute you have holes So if you close all the holes, if you blow from one side, the air has to come from the other side. So length of the pipe is the greatest. But if then you open the closest hole, the air will come from the first open hole, which means effective length of the pipe has been reduced. In sonometer, guitar, sitar, we change the length by shifting our hands. Here also you shift your hands and open holes and close holes. You change the length, and by changing the length, you change the frequency. So it's the same thing. So here, this is like the, I was stuck with tabla. The tabla, when you hit the top, basically you are blowing air. That's a mechanism for blowing the air. You can't blow your air with your mouth, your face will go into it. So, and even if you blow, the air won't be compressed because it will go from the side. So you close it and hit it, then the entire air goes into it. So it's basically a mechanism for blowing air. It's a percussion instrument, working by blowing air. Stringed instrument, percussion instrument, that's what I told you are two things. So, in a hydrogen it looks like a closed pipe. So if it's a closed pipe, what will be the general frequency here? It will be 2n plus 1, C by 4L. So it will be 2n plus 1, C is 1100 and 4L is 4 into 0.5. So that makes it 2n plus 1, 550. So the possible frequencies for hydrogen pipe, the left side is 550 Hertz, 1650 Hertz, 2750 Hertz, etc. Odd table, 550 ones are, 3s are, 5s are, etc. Do a similar analysis for oxygen. Oxygen also we can think of it as, once the stationary wave is set up, it behaves like a closed pipe. The oxygen does not know what happens to hydrogen and vice versa. Initially, when you bit it, wave goes here and the wave goes there, but once the stationary wave is established, now it's as if they are two different things. But for the oxygen, same analysis. The frequency here will be, I'm just putting a dash so that you know we are talking about it differently. So it is the odd multiple of what? Same thing, 4 into 0.5 and this is 300. 4 into 0.5, so that makes it odd multiple of 150. So what kind of a frequencies the oxygen can have? 150, 450, 750, etc. Like that. Now the point is, when you're vibrating it, and it is this wave which goes there and that wave which goes there and the stationary wave, when it goes from one medium to another medium, which of the parameters change? Speed, wavelength, frequency. Yes, what changes, what doesn't change? Speed changes, that's why it's a different medium. Wavelength changes, but frequency remains same. So when they are vibrating, their frequencies have to be same. This is possible when they are individual. But when they are together, which is the minimum which is common? FF means fundamental frequency, the minimum frequency in which they can vibrate together. So together, which is the minimum? Look which number will come minimum, which will be common. 1s are, 3s are, 5s are.
165.
Do you have 550? No, 550 has been crossed. Yeah, what's the thing which is common?
So I think 165.
Yes, 150 into 11 is 1650. So this is the lowest common multiple, the LCM. So that's it. So the answer is 1650 Hertz. That is the fundamental frequency. So look at this experiment. There are pendulums of different lengths hanging there, and you know the time period of a pendulum is 2 pi root L by G, or we can say the frequency is 1 by 2 pi root G by L. Suppose I oscillate this pendulum A. I have not touched B as B, C, D. I have oscillated the A. So if you oscillate, it's possible that after some time you will see that D is also moving. So you have given oscillation to this. but this seems to move and nothing has happened to B and C. So you are wondering what's this? Now first of all, when you oscillate means you just like you have a swing, you pull it to one side and leave it. So then the swing has a certain time period of oscillation. You haven't given it. It is the natural oscillation frequency. The natural frequency depends on the length of the pendulum, the length of the swing. In a swing also it doesn't depend on who is sitting on the swing. Whether a child or adult, the swing will swing with the same frequency because the length of the swing is constant. So this is called the natural frequency. So every pendulum, every swing, or for that matter every device has something called a natural frequency. If it's allowed to vibrate, how would it vibrate? Right? If you have free time, you're allowed to do anything. What would you do? That's your natural frequency. Maybe that's what we call hobbies. If you're forced to do it, that's not a hobby. Okay? So this class may or may not be your hobby. Yeah? Then you don't have anything to do. Holiday, chutti mein karte ho kya? That's it. So natural frequency. Now, you're wondering how come D is oscillating? This is maybe the air is there and air is getting compressed and some such thing, some waves are being sent and you are picking it up, etc. Even if you say like that, hey, B and C are closer to A than D. D is farther away. How come D is picking it up and B and C are not? So the question is, yes, D starts oscillating and this phenomenon is what is called as resonance. So what is this resonance? It is when the natural frequency of a system matches the frequency of the forced oscillation. Let's see those words and what they mean. When the natural frequency of a system matches the frequency of forced oscillation. The energy transfer is most efficient. Now here the natural frequency of B will be something else because the length is something else. Natural frequency of C is something else because length is something else. Frequency of this is smaller than this, frequency of this is larger than this, inversely proportional to root n. So this frequency will not match that, so B and C discard it. Although waves may be coming, it's ignored. But here the waves are coming with a very slight amplitude, even then it picks it up because that matches the natural frequency. Right? So, this is the idea, natural frequency, frequency of forced oscillation. Are they matching or not? If they match, you get the greatest transfer of energy. Otherwise you do not get. You must have experienced it while doing a swing yourself. Two examples I give you. See, one is, let's say you are making a child swing. जैसे हम बोलते हैं बच्चे को झूला झुला रहा है. So झूला झुलाने का मतलब क्या है कि the child is sitting and you kind of slowly push it. So there is a way of pushing. You can't say झूला 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 like that. बच्चा रो पड़ेगा. क्या कर रहे हो, मार क्यों रहे हो उसको? नहीं मैं तो झूला झुला रहा हूँ. झूला नहीं झुला रहे बेवकूफ. ऐसे झुलाते हैं? क्यों कैसे झुलाते हैं फिर? क्योंकि when the thing comes here, then you say go that, and then it comes here, you go that. You don't keep on putting the effort. The effort has to be put at the right moment, at the nick of the moment. So what is happening? When you do it like this, your frequency is matching, no? When it comes back, then only you hit it. You don't hit it on the way. So your natural, the way you are forcing it is matching the natural frequency. Then the swing will swing well. you may or may not notice. You might think, oh, that is for comfort. We don't want to reach out, so we just wait for it to come and then we do it. Oh, I'm being lazy. No, it's not being lazy. It's being appropriate. Yes, you got to be lazy there. Don't show your willpower. The other way you look at it, if you are doing it individually, you might you stand on the swing and then start pumping like that. So when you stand on the swing and pump it like that, I remember in my when I was in my primary class, long time back, right? But I still remember it because there was one puny boy in the class who was the hero of the class. The reason being, when we had the PT time, we all go to the children's park or where the swings were there. This fellow stands up and starts pumping, and his swing will go like that, almost 100 degrees. All of us will be watching him. Hey, what the hell is he doing? Is he going to come back with a circle of No. But the point was, like, what does he do? And there were others who were stronger in the class and bigger, and they used to try this. The swing will simply go clang, 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 and we say, hey, तेरे बस की नहीं, उतर जाओ, उसको करने दे. वो पता नहीं क्या करता था, बाकी लोग क्या करते थे, और वो देखने में भी पिसटी था. Sometimes people will punch him and things like that because he was getting all the attention. So people were not knowing what is happening, and by the time I came to know, it was too late. So I'm explaining the secret now. So some of you may be good at it, and some of you are not good at it. My side of the team. Yeah, you are on my side.
I'm good at it.
Good at it. Okay. So what's the secret? How do you do it? Yeah, and that's the point. People who do it, they themselves don't know. And then just do it. It happens. And then why does it happen for everybody? It's like saying somebody who can cycle. He says, "ऐसे खड़े बैठो और चलाओ, चलती है." अरे मैं तो गिर जाता हूँ. So there is something which happens, which you cannot perhaps say it, but you can do it. So let me tell you what you do. The point is, the person who is pumping it will slowly increase the rate of pumping in such a way that at some times the frequency will start matching the frequency of the swing. So they are aware of this, like, bodily, and then they keep doing it at that particular rate. So then when the frequency matches, then the swing will pick up that thing. But if you simply put some random effort, the swing wants 10 hertz and you are putting any damn thing, 15, 20, 50 ले लो, 100 ले लो, अबे auction थोड़ी हो रहा है, मेरे को 10 चाहिए, 10 दे. If you have a lock and a key, if it doesn't open, you say एक बड़ा चाबी लेके आओ. बड़ा चाबी से क्या होगा? अरे नहीं, जोर लगेगा तो हो जाएगा. ऐसे नहीं होगा, बेवकूफ है. It is the appropriate thing. Yeah? Or simply putting this analogy that, see, you go to somebody's house, like let's say they are from a different culture or background, and they offer you something. You are this great guest of theirs, and they say, आज तुम्हें वो चीज़ खिलाते हैं, जिंदगी भर याद रखोगे, देखो. So they bring in some dishes for you, and you are very happy that you are being honored and given. And then you have a taste of that, and you know this is the worst thing you ever had in your life. Now what do? You are in a soup. You have bit them, and they are eagerly looking at you. And you hold your mouth. You can't swallow damn thing, and you can't say it. So what do? So what has happened? This is totally against resonance. The frequency that is being forced to you doesn't match your natural frequency at all. And the moment they go away, you spit it out. बहुत अच्छा था, but आज भूख बिल्कुल नहीं है, क्या करूँ? दूसरे दिन आऊँगा, बहुत खा के जाऊँगा. So you refuse it, right? So this is the anti-resonance case. But what if you like one particular thing and that's the special festival on that day, and they say कि लोग तुम्हें तो अच्छा लगता है, ये खाओ. Then you have it out of courtesy. Then you say, और खाओ ना. Then you say, खाओ. And then you grab it and you take the whole of it. Now what has happened? The forced frequency is matching the natural frequency, and now that's resonance. So resonance happens. So this is that idea. It is not about you hit something and it will happen. Zabardasti nahi hai. If you deliberately make it vibrate with some other frequency which is not the frequency, the moment you take it out, it will stop. It will vibrate. किसी को पकड़ के हिलाते रहे ऐसे ऐसे करके, तो जब तक तुम हिलाओगे तब तक हिलेगा, जैसे ही छोड़ोगे नहीं हिलेगा. But natural frequency है तो तुम्हारे छोड़ने के बाद भी वो करता रहेगा, because उसे पसंद है. So this is the idea of resonance and some of these ideas. See, resonance is very important for you to discover. Lots of things we do in life so that we discover a natural frequency. And if you discover a natural frequency, the least of effort you put, you will have a great amplitude. Something like Sachin Tendulkar discovered that to hit a ball is the greatest idea. Became a Bharat Ratna. I'm sure he doesn't know enough calculus, like you guys do. But he is the Ratna. So it's a question of discovering your natural frequency. So give a shot to many things and find out whether it's your natural frequency, and if it is, you are in the path of success. So this one we are doing qualitatively only. The mathematical treatment of this requires a double differential equation. We are not equipped to do that, so we are not doing it. So how does resonance happen is used by us. You will see a resonance experiment which is coming up. We have something called the resonance tube experiment. So let us see what is that. So we have a tube like that, which is immersed in water. There is a clamp or stand to hold it, there is a scale beside it, so I'm not showing those other things. So just a tube which you can immerse or bring out as much as you want. For example, right now the length of the tube which is coming out is L. So that's the tube, that's the mouth of the tube. Now what's the idea of putting in water? Because this will serve as a closed end, and you can increase and decrease the length of the tube. So it's a closed tube whose length can be increased or decreased, which you can't do otherwise. So that's the idea of putting the other side in water, because that will serve as the node. And you have a tuning fork which vibrates, let's say with F0. The idea of a tuning fork is when you hit a tuning fork on a rubber pad and make it vibrate, it will give only a unique frequency. It doesn't depend upon how hard you hit it. How hard you hit it will increase the loudness, but the frequency will remain the same. So if you use a tuning fork like that, so it makes a one sound will come, 200 hertz, and that's always it will come with that. Your voice, you cannot make a unique frequency because we are a mixture of frequency. Otherwise you could have simply shouted ho ho, something like that. So we don't know the frequency, we have a mixture, and this is a single frequency, right? Like in light we use laser because it can give a monochromatic radiation. Monochromatic means single color, single wavelength. Normal light is a mixture of wavelengths. So we want to find out which is the unique wavelength we are using. So that's the same idea. So you vibrate it like that, and then you keep it in front of the tube. What happens? Nothing happens. So what you do is start from a small length and go on increasing the length. 10 centimeter, nothing happened. 15 centimeter, 20 centimeter, 21 centimeter, like that you go on. At one moment what will happen, you will be wondering what the crazy thing I am doing, nothing is happening. But suddenly what will happen, as you do this, tuning fork goes and the tube goes oh. ये कौन बोला? ये ट्यूब बोला. ट्यूब बोला मैं भी गाऊंगा. अरे इतना देर नहीं गाया, अभी क्यों गा रहा है? क्योंकि ये गाना मुझे पसंद है. This is my frequency. It matches. So the frequency of the tuning fork matches. You have hit upon that frequency which is matching this frequency, right? So when this matches, what will happen? You have hit upon the fundamental mode of this tuning fork. What is the fundamental mode? This is the node, and this is the antinode. No, this is not the antinode. Actually, I did not tell you this earlier. Antinode is not formed exactly at the mouth. It is formed slightly above the mouth. This slightly above is called as end connection. And it happens to be 0.3 dia. We are not deriving this part, but just as a general knowledge, you can know this. Whatever is the diameter of the tube, 0.3 diameter is the length above the tube where the antinode is formed. So how is the antinode formed? I have exaggerated, this is not so much, okay? This will be very slight. So it's formed like this. Is that okay? That's the antinode. थोड़ा सा मुंह से ऊपर बनता है. That's it. So if this is the length where you got your first thing, the first resonant length you have got. The fundamental frequency of this tube is matching the frequency of your tuning fork. So what can you write? You can say L1 plus epsilon is lambda by 4. What's the purpose of doing this experiment? The purpose of doing this experiment, the aim is to find the speed of sound. So we have got this. Now actually if you ignore this epsilon, if epsilon is small, you've already got your answer. You have found the lambda. Lambda is 4L1 and you know the frequency, multiply the frequency and wavelength and you get your job done. But to be more accurate, we want to take another reading and eliminate the epsilon. So for example, what you do is, you got the boom sound, your pipe is singing with you. Now you increase the pipe length again it's gone, because now the frequency doesn't match. And you keep going again, and you will be successful once more at a different length. So at this length, again your tuning fork and the pipe sing together. So what does it mean? It means you are hit upon the next resonant length. Next possibility is, this would be the antinode. There must be a node here and there is a node here and there is an antinode here. This picture would be like this. Is that okay? So what you have hit upon is 3 lambda by 4. And what is that? That is equal to L2 plus epsilon. Epsilon doesn't change, it is a 0.3 diameter doesn't change. So that's what you have got. And now you can solve for lambda exactly. We can eliminate the epsilon from it. Do 2 minus 1. What is it that you get? This minus this is L2 minus L1. Is equal to lambda by 2. Or lambda is equal to 2 L2 minus L1. So what is the speed of sound? Which is F naught times lambda. So this is 2 F naught L2 minus L1. That is the speed of sound. That's it. We can also find epsilon. Just divide the two into the epsilon. So what is epsilon? I think it is L2 minus, we'll get like this. You can find N correction, which is not the aim of course. You can also find the speed of sound by this experiment. This is the popular experiment called the resonance tube experiment. So we are finding the end correction directly instead of measuring the diameter and doing it. Although that's also a result we have got.
So the L2 will be the first overlap.
Yeah, in this case, yes, it is the first over 2.
So resonance occurs at any multiple of the...
Exactly. This is not the end of it. Our job is done, so we finish it off. Because I have got what I wanted. 2 equations to eliminate the 2 unknowns. But I can go on again. I will find a L3 such that this whole thing is 5 lambda by 4. 7 lambda by 4, 9, any odd multiple of lambda by 4 you will get it. Suppose you start from some in between. Now here I am saying you start from 0 and go on increasing, then obviously you will get the first one and then the next one. Lambda by 4 you will get 3 lambda by 4. Suppose you got it somewhere. Now you do not know which one it is. But what you can do is, since you don't know which one it is, then go for the next one. Those will be consecutive odd numbers. If one is 7 lambda by 4, the other will be 9 lambda by 4. Or if one is 2n plus 1 lambda by 4, the other will be 2n plus 3 lambda by 4. So when you subtract it, again you will get lambda by 2. So even if you don't know which overtone or whatever it is, you go to the next one, it is the having a gap of lambda by 2 with the preceding one.
So you always take a successive reading.
Yes. And that's why you have to go slowly, like.
Yeah.
So what is the reason for end correction? Why does it happen?
Yeah, again quantitatively I am giving you. The point is the wave, see who is reflecting it on top? There is the atmosphere. So this wave goes down and there's reflex. So this wave is pushing the atmosphere up and then the atmosphere pushes it down. So you do not find it exactly at the same place because you are pushing it. It's something like, see, it's a solid wall. You go and run against the wall, what happens? You crash against the wall. The wall won't budge, that's why it's a wall. But what if the wall was kind of an elastic wall, a rubber mattress? You go and hit yourself, dive against the wall. So rubber mattress will be pushed back like a catapult. And then the rubber will throw you back. So you did not stop at the wall, you went slightly beyond the wall. So that's something like end correction. Somewhat like that.
So then why does it depend on the diameter, not on the outer surroundings?
Outer, of course. It's a general, as an idea I've told you, we are not dealing with this at all. We don't have the scope. We are doing a very elementary course. Lord Rayleigh has discussed this. If you happen to do advanced course in waves, you'll come to know someday.
सर
Yeah?
सर वो F0 का वैल्यू कांस्टेंट रहता है क्या?
हाँ, ट्यूनिंग फोर्क आपने चूज कर लिया तो वो F0 कांस्टेंट है. इसलिए F0 लिखा, मतलब ओरिजिनल फ्रीक्वेंसी, वो बदलेगा नहीं. एक ट्यूनिंग फोर्क का एक ही फ्रीक्वेंसी होता है, इसलिए ट्यूनिंग फोर्क यूज करते हैं. Can I rub this off? Then there is another device which is used to find the speed of sound through different gases. So I want to find the speed of sound in oxygen, hydrogen, like I said, 1100 meter per second. कैसे मालूम? 300 meters per second. Oxygen में कैसे पता? See what is done there. So we have the design of this tube is something like this, the Kunz tube. We have a cylinder which is hollow cylinder, which is standing there on a stand. And the two ends of the cylinder, these are also diaphragms. So something which can be vibrated. You have an opening here which is filled with a cork, which means if you want you can fill in you put in the gas through this, the carbon dioxide. Doesn't look blue, but I'm just showing it that way. For example, now you have a speaker of variable frequency. This is just the same thing as a tuning fork, except this is like a automatic one. The regulator, you can create any frequency, 100, 120, 170, whatever frequency I want, I create a knob and that frequency comes out. So you will see which frequency can create a stationary wave here. Now first of all, what do you see? How do you see the stationary wave has been created? Stationary wave means there will be nodes and antinodes. But how do you see a node and antinode in a gas which is invisible? What you do is you put some sawdust here. Lakdi ka chura. So you put the sawdust. So what will happen is the sawdust will be blown away by the gases inside because they are in. But the antinode, wherever it comes, antinode will say get lost. It will have a great displacement. But the node, you don't have any displacement. From the antinode, if you shoot away and you land up at the node, but nobody shoots you away from the node. And like that, so at the node you will get piles. So very soon you will get piles of dust settled at some places. So this will happen when a particular stationary wave has been formed, which means nodes are formed. This dust basically are making your nodes visible. So you have got the nodes, that's it. The sawdust make the nodes visible. What is the gap between consecutive nodes? That's lambda by 2, right? But this lambda by 2 is nothing but the lambda of the gas. So lambda of the gas is 2 delta x. So speed of the gas will be f lambda will be 2 delta x into f. Well, there you have the speed of the gas. So by measuring delta x and multiplying by 2f, this is the frequency which you have put. You know this because you only have put it. That's all. We find the speed of the gas, carbon dioxide. Remove the gas, fill in oxygen, repeat experiment. You will get the speed of oxygen, etc. So this is the design of the experiment.
Sir, can you repeat how the nodes get formed?
भाई यहाँ पे हवा चल रही है. It's a stationary wave. नोड में क्या होता है, हिलता नहीं है वो. Displacement is zero. एंटी नोड में पूरा ही हिल जाता है. So whatever short distance, it will be blown away from the antinode, and at the nodes it will pile up. Why do you have sand dunes in the desert? And the sand dunes are places where you form nodes. After some time, like you are a tired, weary traveler in the sand in the desert, and you don't find a place. Maybe in the shadow of a sand dune you can rest. Yeah. At the noon time you can't find the shadow anywhere, but sometime past noon you might have the shadow of a sand dune, and you go to sleep. And when you wake up, the sand dune is no more. अरे कहाँ गया, मैं कहाँ गया? तुम कहीं नहीं आए. The sand dune has been blown away. The sand dune will be formed elsewhere. The hill is gone. That can happen in a desert because the nodes are where the hill is formed. So I'm putting down a few questions. Go ahead and solve them. I'll give you. I'll fill this board with questions, and I'll explain the questions. You solve them. I'll solve it after some time. Right? So let's take it like a small test. Yeah, your third section of waves is complete. Stationary waves and pipes is over. The first question. Open pipe 40 centimeter long. You can keep doing it, but while I talk to you, explaining the question, please concentrate here. The first question I'm telling you, the open pipe has a length 40 centimeter and a closed pipe has a length of 31 centimeter. Both are having the same diameter. Both are producing their first overtone and are in unison. Unison means their frequency is same, or we could say they are in resonance, which means the same thing. What is the end correction of the pipes? Frequency of the first overturn of a closed pipe of length L is F1. A hole is made at L by 6 from the closed end. Now the frequency of first overtone is F2. What is F1 by F2? The third question, there is a tuning fork of 340 Hz. Speed of sound is 340 meters per second. There is a closed tube whose length is 120 centimeter, and you pour water into it. What will be the minimum height of the water for resonance between the tuning fork and the pipe? The fourth question, there is a 33-meter string tied at both ends. Speed of the transverse wave of the string is 200 meters per second. When the string is in resonance, it generates a sound wave of 3.3 meter in air. The speed of sound in air is 330 meters per second. The order of the overtone of the string is what?
So,
Yes?
so in a pipe, if we make a hole, then at that point an antenna gets formed, right?
Yeah, that's right. in the last question, there is a wire of 40 centimeter vibrating in its second harmonic. Its mass of the wire is 4 gram. It is resonating with a pipe in its fundamental frequency. I have written FF. The pipe is 1 meter long. If they are having a resonance, what is the tension in the wire? And wherever diameter or end correction is not given, just ignore it. Usually it is pretty small. If you want to find out, you can find. Otherwise, ignore it. Like in the last question, don't talk about it. Okay? So let's do these questions. Yeah, answer to the first two I am giving. The first is 2 centimeter. The answer to this is coming as 5 by 8. Yeah, they have the same dia, so they will have the same. Both are producing their first overtone. What is the, for an open pipe, what is the frequency of the first overtone? 2C by 2L, but the L will be L plus 2 epsilon, because for an open pipe you will have a end correction on both sides. The length of the open pipe. And what is the first overtone of the closed pipe? It is 3C by 4L. So 3C by 4L, this L is L plus epsilon, and this is the length of the closed pipe. Well, that is the substitution. Yeah. Let's see if we substitute this. LO is 40, LC is 31, substitute, get your answer, did you check? Yeah, did you do this? So main idea is for a open pipe, end correction is there on both sides. For a closed pipe, there will be end correction only on one side. So that's why I write LO plus 2 epsilon and LC plus epsilon. That's the first question. First overtone of a closed pipe is 3C by 4L. And when you make a hole at L by 6, this is the length, and you make a hole here at L by 6, what is the length of the pipe now? That will be an open pipe of 5L by 6. Now the frequency of the first overtone, this is F1, and what is F2 is 3C by 4 times 5L. No, this is the first overtone of a open pipe. So open pipe will be 2C by 2L. And this will be 5L by 6. Yeah, this is F1 and this is F2. So check whether you get this required answer. Do you get this?
So is that 3.3 meters or 3.3 hertz?
3.3 meter generates a sound wave of 3.3 meter, means this is the wavelength. This is the lambda of the.
थर्ड आंसर 45 सेंटीमीटर है क्या?
हाँ ठीक है, बिल्कुल ठीक है. थर्ड आंसर 45 सेंटीमीटर है. Third way, you will get the lambda is C by F. 340 by 340 is 1 meter. 1 meter is 100 centimeter. You can get resonance at lambda by 4, 3 lambda by 4, 5 lambda by 4, etc. That means you can get resonance at 25 centimeter, 75 centimeter, 125 centimeter, etc. You are pouring water, so you got to see what is the remaining length of the pipe. The greatest length is 120 centimeter, so you cannot get 125 centimeter. You are doing a count. As you pour water, the length diminishes. So 125 you cannot get because you only have 120. And what is the next answer from there? It is 75 centimeter. So that's where you can get resonance. But to get 75 centimeter of air column, how much water has to be poured? 120 minus what is 75? The answer is 45. ये second वाला आ रहा है, third वाला कर दिया. So are you okay with the first three questions?
Then you can explain the third one.
Third one, what is the lambda? C by F, 1 meter, 100 centimeter. When do you get resonance to experiment? Where do you get resonance? When this length inside is either lambda by 4 or 3 lambda by 4 or 5 lambda by 4, etc. Which means the length is 100 by 4, 25 or 75 or 125, etc. Now your length is 120. So 120 as you pour water becomes 119, 118, 115 like that. Resonance will be obtained. You are coming from the other side, back counting. You can't get 125 because 120 is the maximum length. What's the next value you'll get? At 75 centimeter. When the air column is 75 centimeter, for that how much water you have to pour? 120 minus what is 75? 45. That's the answer. For example, if I ask how much more water you will pour or where will you get the next length? The next you will get at 25. To get 25 you will have to pour 95 centimeter of water. That's not the question, that's the second part I have just introduced. This is the required answer. Is that okay?
Thank you, sir.
Shall I rub off the first three questions?
Yes, sir.
The third one.
Okay. Fourth, what are you getting?
30 second.
Yes?
30 second.
Yeah, that's right. 30-second overtone. How have you got it?
So,
What is the frequency of sound generated? Frequency of sound generated is C by lambda. C of sound is 330 meter per second. The lambda of the wavelength is 3.3. So this must be 100 hertz. See, when the wave comes out from the wire, you can hear a guitar or sitar because it doesn't remain in the wire. In the wire it is a transverse wave, but it gets damped and that can become sound. So when the wave comes from the wire to the air, from the transverse wave to the longitudinal wave, the frequency remains same. So frequency remains same, the same frequency will be true for this also. So if the frequency, so what is the frequency now? We will figure out. The frequency has to be 100 hertz, but for a, what is the, okay, what is given is 200 meters and 3.3 meter is in resonance. So frequency is 100 hertz. What are the possible frequencies of this? The possible frequencies of this is NC by 2L. So 100 equals N into 200 by 2 into 33. Yeah. So how much is N? So from this we can find out N is 33. N is 33 means 33rd harmonic. There are 33 loops. But 33rd harmonic in case of a string at both ends happens to be 33 minus 1, 32nd overtone. So hence that is the answer. That's the fourth one solved there. Can I rub up the third one? What is the answer for the fifth one? Third overtone means what? What is the frequency in the third overtone? Fifth question here. Frequency in third overtone will be 2n plus 1. 7c by 4l. Is that okay? This is third overtone. 2n plus 1, n is equal to 3. 6 plus 1, 7c by 4l. What is the wavelength? Wavelength is c by f. What is that? C by f is 4l by 7. Now, if you take it from the closed end, the amplitude of the stationary wave is A max sine kx. And can I say sine kx? Yes. Because x equal to 0, you are getting a node. You wanted an L by 7. So what is it? A max happens to be A in this question. K is 2 pi by lambda, x is x. What is x? L by 7. What is lambda? 4L by 7. What have you got? Sine pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 is 1. The answer is A. The answer is A. I've used A max sine kx, the amplitude of the stationary wave. Is that okay? And the last one, the wire is in the second harmonic, so it will be nc by 2l. N is 2 by 2l, root t by mu. This is for a wire tied at both ends. Length of the wire 0.4 meter, 40 centimeter. Mu, mass per unit length. Mass is 4 gram. 4 10 to the power minus 3 kilogram. Length is 0.4 meter. Mu is given. T is to be evaluated. This is in resonance with the fundamental frequency of a pipe, C by 4L. L of the pipe 1 meter. One equation on unknown, solve for T, get you 11.6. 11.56 maybe it comes. Rounded off 11.6 Newton. Yeah, how is all the 6 questions? Are you fine with that? I am putting down your homework for the section. This is chapter 16 of the sound waves. Yeah, are you fine with these 6 questions? Any doubt in any of these 6 questions? Yeah, so take down your homework, we'll be able to handle this. So next class we'll go to beats and Doppler effect. That's the 4th section. Okay, we stop it here.